Greetings, this is Daniel Rowe with you. The topic of this episode, as you might have guessed, is once again about finance.
Let me tell you about a guy, call him Mark, who just did something that looked brilliant on paper, but might cost him everything. He wiped out his mortgage balance, drained his emergency stash, liquidated a modest inheritance, wrote the bank a check for $42,000, celebrated hard, posted the debt-free selfie. Family cheered. 6 months later, layoffs hit his sector. No income, no backup cash, and that $500,000 in home equity? Locked tight behind drywall and a front door. He walks into his bank asking for a HELOC, and they politely decline. No job, no approval. Mark's sitting in a fortress of wealth he can't touch, while his checking account reads zero. This isn't theory. It's playing out right now for thousands of well-meaning folks who followed the pay it off fast playbook. Here's the uncomfortable truth I've learned after 2 decades advising clients. A paid-off home isn't the safety net you've been sold. Sometimes, it's the most fragile line item on your entire financial statement. And counterintuitive as it sounds, strategically maintaining that low-rate mortgage for the full term, while inflation quietly erodes the bank's position, might be the most sophisticated wealth move you were never taught. Let's reframe how you see your home. It's not your wealth. It's a vault. Equity. That's cash that walked inside and never came back out. It doesn't compound. It doesn't throw off dividends. It doesn't generate a single cent of yield. It just sits dormant until you either sell, 6% in realtor fees plus months of uncertainty, or convince a lender to let you borrow against it, which they'll only do when you demonstrably don't need the money. Every extra principal payment you make isn't an investment. It's a conversion, liquid, flexible capital into rigid, inaccessible real estate. You're taking dollars that could be working overtime for you and locking them in a box you can't open without permission. Consider the bank's playbook. They take your savings deposit at 0.5%, then lend that same money back to you at 6% via your mortgage. They pocket the spread. That's arbitrage. That's how institutions build empires. You can run that same strategy in reverse, but it requires comfort with leverage. If your mortgage sits at 4% while you capture 8% in the markets, that 4% gap isn't just profit, it's free alpha generated by smart structure. Yet most folks intentionally shut this engine down because the word debt triggers an emotional reflex. Let that sink in. You're sacrificing mathematical advantage for psychological comfort. Picture this. You've got $100,000 in a savings account. 2 paths. Path A, send it to your lender, knock down your 4% mortgage balance. You save for $1,000 per year in interest. Feels responsible. Feels clean. Path B, deploy that same $100,000 into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund averaging 8% long-term. You generate $8,000 per year in expected return. The delta? For $1,000 annually. Not once. Every year. For 30 years. That single allocation decision, invest versus prepay, can swing your lifetime net worth by hundreds of thousands. You traded compounded growth for a temporary emotional win. Now, I hear the objection. But what if the market tanks? What if I lose my job? Fair question. Here's how I define risk after working with families through recessions, layoffs, and black swan events. Risk isn't owing money. Risk is lacking access to money when life demands it. That's the liquidity trap. Invisible. Silent. Until it's catastrophic. When you prepay principal, that capital vanishes into equity. Equity doesn't pay your electric bill. It won't cover a car repair or a medical copay. It's trapped until you sell, slow,
I've been looking forward to this moment all day.
Requires bank approval, which
There we go.
evaporates the
Listen
moment
to that
your income
sound.
wobbles. Banks lend to people
Time
who
it
don't
to hit the rain.
lose your job? Your HELOC application gets a polite no. You're sitting in a $500,000 asset with $0 in checking. That's not security. That's fragility dressed as success. Let me introduce you to Jennifer, real client, anonymized details. Age 41, earns $95,000, carries a $310,000 mortgage at 3.6%. Monthly PNI, $1,410. She got aggressive. Started sending an extra $1,100 per month toward principal. Goal, pay off in 13 years, not 30. Felt powerful. Felt in control. 8 years in, she prepaid. $105,000. Then her company restructured. Role eliminated. Savings left, $14,000. Monthly burn, even stripped to essentials, $3,200. Runway, under 5 months. She applied for a HELOC. Declined. No verifiable income. Her equity? Roughly $160,000. Useless. By month 7, she missed a payment. Foreclosure process initiated. She lost the house. Now rewind. Same Jennifer. Same $1,100 per month surplus. But instead of prepaying debt, she automated it into a diversified index portfolio. 8 years later, $128,000 in a taxable brokerage account. Job loss hits. She stays calm. Systematically sells shares to cover expenses. That $128,000 buys her 3 full years of runway. Time to retrain. Time to pivot. Time to breathe. She keeps the house. She stays solvent. The only variable? Where she directed her surplus capital. One path locked money in a vault. The other kept it liquid, working, accessible. One path ended in loss. The other preserved optionality. That's the power of liquidity. Cash gives you choices. Equity gives you shelter and hope. Here's the element that reshapes everything. Inflation. It's a silent, systematic transfer of wealth from savers to borrowers, and most people position themselves on the losing side. When you lock in a 30-year fixed mortgage, you freeze your housing cost. Principal and interest never budge. But the dollar's purchasing power? It erodes year after year. That $2,100 payment feeling heavy today? In 2046, assuming just 3% annual inflation, it'll carry the buying power of roughly $850 in today's terms. Your income, if it tracks inflation, will likely double. You'll repay that loan with dollars that are worth far less than the ones you borrowed. The bank loses purchasing power. You win. By rushing to eliminate your mortgage, you surrender this structural advantage. You repay with strong dollars instead of letting time dilute the debt's real value. Your action plan, distilled. First, retain that low-rate mortgage as long as it makes mathematical sense. Second, automate every dollar you'd have sent as extra principal into a low-cost broad market index fund. Third, build a liquidity buffer covering 18 to 24 months of essential expenses in accessible accounts. That's your true safety net, not home equity. If this perspective shifted how you think about debt, liquidity, and long-term wealth building, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and tap that like button. It helps us keep creating deep dive content that challenges conventional wisdom and puts real math behind financial decisions. Your future self will thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe. More cool stuff in my other videos. Thanks.